She arrived at her boyfriend's house for dinner, but when she saw the tiny apartment and old furniture, she wrinkled her nose in disgust. "This is where you live," she snapped. "I thought you had money." Her boyfriend, Tom, looked hurt. "I'm sorry it's not fancy enough." "Fancy? This is a dump, and look at your clothes. So cheap." She crossed her arms. "I can't marry someone poor. My friends will laugh at me." Tom's little sister ran up excitedly. "Are you my future sister-in-law?" The girl pushed her away. "Don't touch me with your dirty hands." The sister started crying. Tom's mother came out of the kitchen. "Welcome to our home, dear. This isn't a home, it's a shack." "Tom, I'm leaving. Don't call me again." She stormed toward the door. Just then, a man walked in. "Sir, the car is ready. Should I take you to the mansion now?" The girl stopped. "What mansion?" "The one I actually live in. This is my childhood home. I brought you here to see if you'd love me without money, but you showed me your true heart." The girl reached for him desperately. "Tom, wait. I was just testing me like I was testing you." He walked past her. "Goodbye." A homeless man sat outside a church praying quietly. A rich woman walked up with her son. "Get away from God's house. You don't belong here." "But ma'am, I was just praying," the man said softly. "You're dirty and smell bad. God doesn't want people like you here. Move." Her son felt embarrassed. "Mom, that's not nice. Be quiet," she snapped. Just then, the church bell rang. The woman rushed inside with her son. During service, the pastor said, "Today, a special guest will speak." Everyone looked around excitedly. "Please welcome our guest speaker." He walked to the back and helped the homeless man stand up. Everyone gasped. "This is Pastor John from the mission downtown. He sold everything to help the poor." The rich woman's face turned red with shame. "God loves everyone equally," he said gently. "Rich or poor, clean or dirty, his love never changes." The woman began to cry. After service, she ran to him. "Please forgive me. I was so wrong. I want to help your mission. God already forgives you. Now let's work together to help others." From that day, the woman donated food and money to help homeless people. Comment yes if you believe God uses the humble to teach the proud. I saw her sneaking into the wellness room with a blanket. She had a suitcase hidden in a cabinet. Every morning, she was there first. Every night, she stayed late. What kind of lazy worker sleeps on the job? I watched her for weeks. She made coffee for everyone. She fixed presentations. She worked harder than anyone. But why was she sleeping here? One day, I followed her. She didn't drive home. She went to the gym next door. She took a shower there. Then she came back to the office. She ate a small meal. She opened her laptop and started studying. I was confused. Why doesn't she just go home? Then I heard her on a phone call. "Mom, I can't afford gas for 4 hours of driving every day. I need to save money. I'm taking design classes at night now. I'm going to get a better job." It turns out she lived far away with her family. She made barely any money. She was too broke to live closer, so she slept at work to save time and money. She used her nights to learn new skills. 3 months later, she got hired at a big design company. She moved to her own apartment. She wasn't lazy. She was the hardest worker I ever saw. If you respect her hustle, drop a heart and subscribe. The little girl stood up during church. "Stop!" she shouted. Everyone turned to stare. The priest smiled. "Child, sit down. Adults are talking." But she didn't move. Her mother grabbed her arm. "Sarah, be quiet. Don't disrespect Father John." The girl pulled away. "Mom, I saw him." He took money from the donation box. The room went silent. Father John laughed. "This child has an imagination. Perhaps she needs discipline." An old woman stood. "Father John serves us for 20 years. How dare this child accuse him?" Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "He bought a new car last month. Where did he get the money?" Father John frowned. "I saved for years. You don't question a man of God." Sarah shook her head. "Then why were you counting bills behind the altar?" "You dropped this." She held up an envelope. "For my son's surgery. Please pray for him." The priest's face went white. The mother gasped. "You stole from a sick child?" A church member checked the donation box. "It was full last Sunday. Now it's almost empty." Father John stood up. "I can explain." "No," Sarah said firmly. "You can't. God sees everything, even when we don't." The crowd blocked the door. The mother knelt beside her daughter. "You were braver than all of us. Forgive me for not believing you." That night, police took Father John away. Sarah's mother hugged her tight. Sometimes God speaks through the smallest voices. You showed us real faith isn't about blind respect. It's about doing what's right. Comment yes if you agree. This woman was about to lose her job. Her boss hated her. She had no idea, but her co-worker stepped in secretly. "I'll take her on my team," she told the boss. The woman was saved. She never knew she was getting fired. On the new team, she acted the same way. She was rude to everyone. She yelled at co-workers. She complained about everything. Her new boss asked, "Why did you bring her here?" The co-worker stayed quiet. She thought the woman would change, but it got worse. The woman thought she was transferred because she was amazing. "They need me so much," she bragged. She became even ruder. She made everyone miserable. Workers started quitting because of her. Finally, the boss had enough. "She's fired, and she can never work here again." Before, she could have reapplied died after 6 months. Now she was banned forever. The woman found out the truth. You knew I was getting fired? Why didn't you tell me? I would have acted better. Her co-worker felt terrible. I wanted to help you. You made it worse. Now I can never come back. Her co-worker looked at her sadly. I tried to help you, but you can't help someone who won't help themselves. Comment yes if you agree. This girl's grandmother threw her out when she was just 8 years old. Your parents died because God is punishing you. Go live with your uncle. But her uncle didn't want her either. He made her sleep in the barn with the animals. Every night she would pray, God, why don't you love me? Why am I alone? Her uncle's wife would give her only scraps of food. You're cursed. That's why bad things happen to you. Years passed. The girl grew up and became a nurse. She worked hard and saved money. One day, she got a call. Your grandmother is dying. She has no one left. The girl's heart was still full of pain. Good. Let her die alone like she made me feel. But something inside her wouldn't let her stay away. She went to the hospital. Her grandmother looked so small and weak. The old woman cried when she saw her. I was wrong. I was scared and angry about losing my daughter. I took it out on you. Please forgive me. The girl held her grandmother's hand. I forgive you. In that moment, she felt God's love fill her heart. Her grandmother smiled and closed her eyes peacefully. Later, the girl found a letter in her grandmother's things. I saved every penny for you. You were never cursed. You were always blessed. Drop a heart if you believe God's greatest gift is teaching us to forgive. I was walking home when I saw a crowd outside Mrs. Lee's grocery store. People were watching through the windows, shocked. Mrs. Lee was taking food off the shelves and putting it in boxes outside. She's gone crazy, someone whispered. I got closer and saw fruits, vegetables, bread, and milk in the boxes. Mrs. Lee kept bringing more food out. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. Mrs. Lee, why are you giving away your food? You need to make money. She looked at me with tired eyes. A big storm is coming tonight. The news says power will be out for days. I was confused. But that's your profit you're giving away. Mrs. Lee pointed to a family taking some food. Look at them. They have 3 small children. Without power, their food will spoil. Without my food, they might go hungry. Then I noticed something. The boxes had notes. Take what you need, pay when you can. But what about your business? Mrs. Lee smiled. My parents taught me that neighbors matter more than money. I can make more money next week, but trust, that lasts forever. After the storm, something amazing happened. People returned, not just to pay, but to help clean up and restock. Mrs. Lee's kindness created a community stronger than any storm. If you believe kindness always comes back, drop a heart and subscribe. That day, I chose to stay with my son, and it turned our relationship ice cold. I'm 27, and my fiancé is 30. I have a 6-year-old son, and she has an 11-year-old daughter. We've been together for nearly 4 years, and everything has always been smooth, even with the kids. But yesterday, things changed. Her daughter was thrilled to go camping for her friend's birthday, where they'd be kayaking and hiking, but my fiancé dressed her in a dress. I gently suggested it might not be suitable. She got upset, saying her daughter could wear what she wanted, adding, she's my daughter, not yours. Later, while I was at my son's soccer match, my fiancé called. Her daughter wasn't allowed to go camping because of her outfit, and she asked if I could leave the game to drive her. I felt torn. It was a 4-hour trip, and my son had been looking forward to this game. So, I replied, why should I? She's not my daughter. But after I hung up, guilt lingered. My son noticed my worry and said, Dad, you can go. I'll be okay. I left, picked up her daughter, and got her to the activity just in time. When I returned, my fiancé hugged me tightly, and I realized that in family, love isn't divided, it's multiplied. I saw a woman at the bus stop every morning. She always gave money to homeless people, not just coins, but big bills. One day, I couldn't stay quiet anymore. Why are you giving away so much money? I asked her. You don't even know these people. She smiled at me. Follow me today, she said. I was curious, so I did. We walked to a small building. Inside were tables with food and people eating. Some were in dirty clothes. Some looked sick. This used to be my restaurant, she said. I sold it last year when my husband died. He always wanted to feed people who couldn't pay. She pointed to a wall with pictures. Every person I give money to, I invite here. They get 1 free meal a day for a month. But why not just give them the meal? I asked. Because when I give them money first, they feel like customers, not charity cases. They walk in with their heads high. They order food like anyone else. I watched as a man walked in. He had the money she gave him earlier. He ordered a meal and sat down with dignity. Sometimes people don't just need food, she said. They need to feel human again. If you believe in treating everyone with dignity, drop a heart and subscribe.
At 24, I became a young mother, co-parenting my children with my ex-boyfriend. Meanwhile, my 33-year-old sister also embarked on her own journey into motherhood, unexpectedly as a single mom. I extended a helping hand to my sister, watching her son a few times a week. But one shocking discovery shattered the balance between us. One day I found out that my sister was secretly mocking me behind my back. She criticized me for taking care of her child, while neglecting my own to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday. In reality, my children were with their father, and everything was well arranged. I suddenly felt used and disrespected, so I decided to stop looking after my nephew. Even though she later apologized, it didn't help. She kept lamenting about how hard it is to be a single mom and how I should forgive her. Should I forgive her?
We just got married. Tanya and I were thrilled, ready to embark on our dream honeymoon. But during our reception, Tanya's sister Marie unexpectedly went into premature labor. Marie gave birth to a tiny but healthy baby girl. Tanya felt she had to stay, but our honeymoon tickets were non-refundable, and insurance didn't cover family emergency. By the way, I had booked 2 weeks off for this special time. I was left with a dilemma: stay home and waste the tickets, or go on our honeymoon alone. Should I sit at home playing video games while waiting for her? I chose to go alone. I indulged in the luxury of a massive bed, used all the resort credits meant for romantic experiences on thrilling adventures like deep-sea fishing and dune buggy tours. Now I'm back, and Tanya is still with her sister. She's furious that I didn't wait and went on our honeymoon solo. She thinks I should have been there for her and her sister. My friends support my decision, saying it made sense not to waste the money and time. They think it was practical. Her friends, on the other hand, believe I was inconsiderate for enjoying myself while she was taking care of her sister. What do you think? A woman stood in her cozy kitchen, setting the table for dinner. Her husband, Henry, was laughing with his new co-worker, Daniel, in the living room. But when the doorbell rang, everything changed. The woman opened the door to see Daniel's wife, Camilla, who ruined her engagement by having an affair with her fiancé. Dinner was awkward. The woman and Camilla avoided eye contact. After the meal, Camilla pulled the woman aside and whispered, "Please don't tell Daniel about the past." She didn't want to hurt Daniel, who seemed like a kind man, but she also felt angry that Camilla expected her to stay silent. A week later, Daniel came to their house alone. He had noticed something strange during the dinner and demanded answers, torn between keeping peace and telling the truth. Finally, she decided to tell him everything about the affair, about her pain, and even about the message Camilla sent her. Daniel was shocked and heartbroken, but he thanked her for her honesty. He realized he couldn't live in a lie. The woman felt a mix of sadness and relief. She had faced her past, and in doing so, she hoped Daniel could face his future.